The AFC. Now, this is the conference with the big dogs in it. Talking about those good QBs. The NFC has some good QBs, but the AFC is loaded with good QB talent, and I can't wait to watch some football, baby. I need help. If you guys want to watch my other video on the NFC predictions, it's on my channel. Feel free to make fun of me if you want and be mean to me if they're wrong, I guess. But if they're right, you owe me some respect. Anyways, if you want to watch it, you can. If you don't have to, you don't have to. Anyways, let's get on with the prediction. The Buffalo Bills broke their fans' heart and my heart last year. I'm not even a Bills fan, but that was sad to see what happened in the divisional round. How could you lose to the goddamn Bengals by 17 points at home, man? Come on, man. First we had to lose them by that nonsense, that stupid 99-yard touchdown, then I had to witness them 70 points the next week. Oh, I was just heartbroken, man. Fuck, man. I don't know, man. Bills this year. Let's see. Josh Allen he's a very good memer. I'll give him that. He's very good at memes. He's a top 3 QB. I don't know if they're going to go very far anymore because it seems like their team gets worse every year. And it seems like the first year Stephon Diggs there was just the start, but that's the best they've done. And a championship game is pretty good, but hold on a second. Bless me. Anyways, yeah. So I hope the Bills do good. I'm not even a Bills fan, but I'd root for them. They seem like a very likable team. I like Josh Allen. I like Stephon Diggs and the crew. The crew, you know what I mean? But it just seems like they're a step below of teams like the Bengals and the Chiefs and possibly the Ravens this year too. And I hate to say it, but maybe their window's closing. The Miami Dolphins had one of the most explosive offenses last year, led by Tua left arm Tagovailoa, Jalen the Penguin Waddle, and Tyreek. I will break my son's arm for a ring hill. What can't be said about this offense? It's very explosive, but it all depends if Tua can stay healthy, which has been an issue. The defense is all right, but Jalen Ramsey being out does not help at all. But at the end of the day, if Tua can stay healthy, the sky is the limit with this offense. Oh, New England. Now, it's looking like the end of an era in New England. It looks like Bill Belichick's on his last final years. The team still hasn't exceeded expectations. Bill Belichick can still coach a defense, but offensively, it's still not very great. And listen, no one feels fucking bad for the New England Patriots. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, fans of Boston. But listen, when Bill Belichick's gone and your team sucks for like 5 years straight, no one is gonna feel bad for you. You talked all that shit for 20 years with Tom Brady. So you can't even feel bad for yourself. You just gotta accept it, okay? I don't know why I'm being so angry anyways. But yeah, I don't see much changes to this team. I still think it's going to be a good defense, and their offense is going to underperform, and they'll likely just miss out on a wild card, and then that'll happen for a few more years before Bill Belichick just hangs it up, because I doubt they'll ever fire him. And then after that, then they'll probably get, like Steve Belichick, or whatever his son's name, to take over the reins, and then watch him be great, and then Tom Brady's son goes to the Patriots, and then it's all over again. We're in an endless loop. Nothing's real. It's a cycle. The New York Jets have finally successfully benched Zach Wilson for the Shadow Realm and finally picked up DMT enthusiaster Aaron Rodgers. Now the Jets are back, baby! Yeah! The New York Jets this year have a high-powered defense led by Quentin Williams, CJ Mosley, and Sauce Gardner. Lethal defense, and their offense last year had weapons, but unfortunately they had Zach Wilson throwing for them. But now they have Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. He's not as good as he once was, but he's still better than Zach Wilson. Now this team has Dalvin Cook, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Allen Lazard. Man, if the Jets defense was as good as it was last year, this team could be fucking dangerous. Or danger witch, like Russell Wilson would say. And now, we're going to go jump off a bridge. The Baltimore Ravens look poised to finally have a breakout season since Lamar's MVP year. Now, since that year, Lamar has not only been very handsome, but he's been great, honestly. But unfortunately, in the back-to-back seasons, he's gotten hurt late in the year. Now, as long as the Ravens don't fucking collapse like they've had the past 2 years in December while leading the division, I think this year should be a fun one. With the addition of Zay Flowers in the draft, and getting Odell Beckham Jr. in a free agency, and Rashad Bateman and Mark Andrews being fully healthy, and of course, Greg Roman being fired. This offense looks to be fun this year and have a fresh new start with no hiccups. The Cleveland Browns this year have high hopes as their QB Deshaun Watson is starting his first full season for the Cleveland Browns after being suspended for 10 games last year. Now, we can go talk over the Deshaun Watson controversies all you want, but all I'm going to say is this. As soon as Ben Roethlisberger left the NFC North, Deshaun Watson went to the NFC North. I think there needs to be a certain person to be in the division at all times. And I'm not going to say what that kind of person that is, but it needs to be a certain person that Ben Roethlisberger and Deshaun Watson are. I'm going to leave it at that. Now, their team this year. Their team looks pretty good. Myles Garrett is already arguably the best defensive end in the league. They got a good secondary that's Well, it's good secondary for the first 3 quarters, and they kind of fucks up in the last quarter. But other than that, pretty good team. Good O-line. Nick Chubb is the best running back in the league. Amari Cooper is very good. And David Njoku is finally breaking out. Now, this team could be whatever Deshaun Watson makes it to be. If Deshaun Watson's good, this team will be really good. If he's bad, this team will not be very good. Fans, organization, if you guys suck, no one's going to feel bad for you. They may have felt bad for you in the past, but if you guys suck this year, no one's going to feel bad for you. The Bungles looked to have another great season under their new king, Joe Burrow. Now, I'm making some hay here, but I think the Bengals are going to take a little bit of a step back this year. Be a good team, not a great team. Okay, now listen, I know. The Ravens fan is saying the Bengals aren't going to be as good this year. I know how it sounds, but listen. Sometimes you get a hunch in your gut, and you just have that feeling they're going to be a little bit worse. So that's what I think is going to happen. And I know your team is still very good, but there's going to be a hard division. You got the Ravens fully healthy. You never know what the Steelers and the Browns could be good with Deshaun Watson. Ugh, giving me chills thinking about that. But anyways, it could be a hunch, or it could just be the small voices in my head that are saying it, but who cares? Whatever. The Pittsburgh Steelers coming into this year are okay. Now, I'll be honest. I didn't do much research on the Steelers, and there's a good reason why. You gotta listen to me, okay? So, in the past, I don't know, since Mike Tomlin's been the coach, which has been like over 15 years, I think, they have not had a losing year. Not a losing season. The worst they've done is 8-8. And I just thought of their team last year, and their team was so gosh darn mid, and they still finished with a 9-8 record. They started off 3-7. And somehow Kenny Pickett was pulling off clutch plays down the stretch, and they won. So you know what? I said, fuck it. I'm not doing a research on this team. I just accepted they're gonna get at least 9 wins this year. Okay? That's all. The Houston Texans had the funniest end of their season last year when Lovie Smith, their former head coach, the game on the line, said, no, we're not getting that first overall pick. I want to win. And said, fuck you to the Houston management, and went out there and won. And then they got the second overall pick. But anyways, CJ Stroud, still a good QB prospect, and they even trade up to third with the Cardinals to get Will Anderson, who is the best pass rusher in the draft. Now, it's not sugarcoated here, Texans fans. You guys are going to suck this year. And you guys might suck the year after this year. But D'Amico Ryan's your head coach, and I like him a lot. I think he's a great defensive mind. So I think eventually he will turn around this team, and eventually, in a few years, you guys will be good. So for now, just have a little patience, have a little faith. The Colts are in full rebuilt mode, with Jim Irsay fucking up the John Fatel situation and pissing him off that he wants to get a trade. Oh, my God, well, now he can't get a trade because they failed to do a trade partner. So he's there. They got a new head coach, and their team isn't very good. To say the least. Hopefully, Anthony Richardson will pan out. I think he has the biggest upside of any QB in the draft, and if he booms, he's going to be very good. But in the meantime, we'll just have to wait and see, and hopefully the new head coach from the Eagles will do good, and I am very confident he'll do better than the defensive coordinator coach who got hired by the Cardinals. So, yeah. Who knew all the Jags needed to do was just fire Urban Meyer to have success? The Jags finally hit all strides late last year and just made the playoffs. Being down 27-0 against the Chargers, they came back and won in one of the biggest comebacks I've ever witnessed with my own eyes. They would then lose to the Chiefs in the divisional round, but they lost a close game. There's no shame in that. Now I fully expect this year to be better for the Jags. With Calvin Ridley and T-Law not starting slow and developing even more, we could see an MVP T-Law and a way better Jags team. So get excited, Jags fans. Yeah, all 5 of you. The Tennessee Titans truly are one of the teams in the NFL this year. Now, Mike Vrabel, I like him. He's a good coach. So he should pull out a few wins this year for the Titans. Their roster is weaker than it was last year. And they got DeAndre Hopkins, I guess, which, okay, he's good, but Ryan Tannehill. But Derrick Henry's got to carry the offense again. Of course, that's not good. And, yeah, that's about it. The team's pretty well. The rest of this review, it will be Will Levis eating a banana. Enjoy. The Denver Broncos will hopefully have a bounce-back year this year after their abysmal 2022 season, seeing Russell Wilson regress so much, and the offense is not connecting on any level. The defense was very good, and I expect the defense this year to be very good as well, but this year they got Sean Payton as head coach. Now, we don't know if Russell Wilson is broken beyond repair, but Sean Payton being there should help him out at least a little bit. Also, Javonte Williams is back from his injury, and he will help out a lot. And overall, this team could be a fringe wildcard team, which is good. But I just feel so bad for Russell Wilson, the Broncos fans, because he was such a good QB for so long and then instantly dipped dramatically. And I just hope the best for you Broncos fans. fans. Cheers to you. What's not to be said about the Kansas City Chiefs? They got the best QB in the league, the best head coach in the league, and the best tight end in the league. They've won 2 Super Bowls in the last 4 years. The Chiefs are truly the kings of the NFL. Now, this year looks more or less the same. However, Chris Jones is going to hold out for a contract, and he could be out like half the year, which will do some damage to their defense. The positive, though, is that if the defense is worse, we get to see way more shootouts with the Chiefs, and I love seeing Mahomes' stats being absurdly good every week. I just love watching it. I love seeing it. So that's a positive for me. But in the end, if Mahomes is healthy and he's under center and Big Red is coaching, this team's going to be competitive for how many years they are there. The Raiders. You got a cool stadium and one of the best running backs in the league, and one of the best wide receivers in the league. What to show for? Defense carried by Max Crosby. That's all you got, I guess. And your QB is Jimmy Garoppolo. Good looking dude. I'll give him that. I will give him that. But game manager at best. And of course, Josh McDaniels. Everyone knew it was going to be a bad hire when he got hired. And who would have guessed he sucks at head coaching? Hopefully you guys can get a top pick this year. Maybe get Caleb Williams. But my gut tells me this team's going to get like 6 wins this year and not get any top QB prospects. I hope I'm wrong. The Chargers are coming off an embarrassing loss to the Jaguars in the wild card round this year, and they're still keeping Brandon Staley. Yeah, I think this is going to be a mistake. Other than that, the whole team is good, but the team has a bad history of being injured, so hopefully they can stay healthy this year. And of course, Justin Herbert. I like Herbert a lot, but I don't think he's a top 5 QB right now. I don't think he's at that level. He needs to prove at least like an MVP-like year or win a playoff game or 2. Then I would consider him a top 5 QB. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope he has a great year this year, and hopefully the Chargers are good because they're a likable team, and who doesn't love to see the Chargers do good? And with that is all the teams in the AFC. Now to get on to the predictions. In the AFC East, I have the New York Football Jets finishing first with a 12-5 record. The Buffalo Bills finishing second with a 11-6 record. The Miami Dolphins finishing third with a 9-8 record. And the Patriots finishing last with a 7-10 record. In the AFC North, I have the Ravens finishing first with a 12-5 record. The Bengals finishing second with a 10-7 record. Steelers in third with a 10-7 record. And the Browns in last with an 8-9 record. In the AFC South, I have the Jags winning the division with an 11-6 record, and I had the Tennessee Titties finishing 7-10 in second place. Then the Indianapolis Colts finishing third with a 6-11 record, and finally and last, I have the Houston Texans finishing with a 5-12 record. In the AFC West, I have the Chiefs finishing first with a 13-4 record, the Broncos finishing second with a 9-8 record, Chargers finishing third with an 8-9 record, and the Raiders finishing with a 3-14 record. And with that, who do I have in the AFC going to the Super Bowl? It is Chiefs. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to be different. It's until I see the Chiefs don't make it to the Final Four, I'm not picking against them to not go to the Super Bowl. So, Chiefs. And then we have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers, the 2020 Super Bowl rematch. Now, who do I got in this one? You know what? I don't think the Chiefs are going to win back-to-back Super Bowls, so it'll be fun. I'll say the Niners win. Brock Purdy wins Super Bowl MVP despite only throwing 120 yards and only 1 touchdown pass. Okay, there you go. Bye.